Welcome back to the Fab Four Kitchen. In today's episode, we're gonna make the classic Fab Four smoothie recipe. This is a breakfast replacement smoothie recipe that supports blood sugar balance because I'm focused on helping you put the things in your blender that don't cause excessive spikes in blood sugar. We focus on eating the Fab Four: protein, fat, fiber, and greens. And there's a method to this madness. So let's build it one by one. First and foremost, anytime you are making a smoothie, let's start with liquid first. We want that liquid to be unsweetened because if it is a sweetened beverage or sweet in nature like a juice, that doesn't have any fiber surrounding it, it's going to skyrocket blood sugar and cause a crash later. So we want to choose something unsweetened. You can go with an unsweetened almond milk, coconut milk, cashew milk, pistachio milk. You can choose a traditional cow milk if you don't have a dairy allergy in your family. I would recommend using an A2 organic milk. That's gonna lower the inflammatory properties of that milk while still delivering the protein and healthy fats that your body wants. So let's start with 1.5 cups of unsweetened milk. I always use the side of the blender. The best part about a blender carafe is it's going to tell you explicitly on the side how much you're adding. You don't need to use measuring cups. Let's be dishes neutral and not add a bunch to our plate here. So we have our liquid. We're doing an unsweetened almond milk. It only has almonds and water. That's one thing you're gonna wanna look at on the side of your carton if you're not making it fresh at home is what's inside. You wanna avoid gums, added sweeteners, added flavors, natural flavors, artificial flavors. You don't need any of that, and all the flavor of this smoothie is gonna come from whatever protein flavor you choose, chocolate or vanilla, and the berries. So let's do the Fab Four. Protein, fat, fiber, greens. That's the best way to remember it. Today I'm using my grass-fed beef isolate. This is a chocolate protein powder, so it has grass-fed beef isolate, which is not dairy. It is like making bone broth with fleshy bones. So it's a complete protein, contains all 9 essential amino acids, and only contains organic cacao and organic monk fruit. So 3 ingredients, that's all you need to get the protein that you want. 24 grams of protein in 1 scoop. I always have my clients try to aim for at least 30 grams of protein at breakfast. That's gonna regulate hunger hormones, make you feel full and satisfied, and help elongate that blood sugar curve to lunch. So we're basing this smoothie flavor with chocolate. So where can chocolate go? You can go chocolate, olive oil, sea salt. You can go for a berry mix, a cherry mix, a raspberry mix. Think chocolate covered strawberry, chocolate covered raspberry. This recipe is called cookies and cream. Full disclosure, there is no cookies in here, and the only cream is really that almond milk. So it's surprising and delicious, and you're like, why does it taste like Oreos? I grew up dunking Oreos in vitamin D milk. It was delicious. This is a pretty close second. So we've got our chocolate protein, then we wanna think fat. So healthy fats to add to your smoothie would be something like a nut butter, a peanut butter, avocado, coconut cream, olive oil. If you're doing that dark chocolate, olive oil, sea salt. Today, I'm adding 2 tablespoons of peanut butter. This is a creamy peanut butter, dry roasted. So all you're gonna see on the back of that package is dry roasted peanuts. No added oils. So that's a good thing to lower your exposure to seed oils, is to ensure that your nut butters and the sauces and dips in your house don't have added oils. Fiber is this amazing ingredient in the Fab Four smoothie that improves a cholesterol ratio. It lowers your ApoB markers. It lowers LDL-C, which is an inflammatory, considered bad cholesterol. And how it does that is it helps remove old cholesterol through the bowels. So when your liver is detoxifying old cholesterol and putting it into your intestines to be removed through bowel movements, we wanna make sure we're getting all of that out, and fiber helps us do that. Now, when we look at the research around psyllium husk, it is phenomenal. So if we're having an average of 10 grams of psyllium husk a day, we can lower LDL-C, we can improve that cholesterol ratio and lower ApoB. So ApoB is a blood draw that you can get that's looking for a protein that carries the ingredients needed to form plaque. So we know if ApoB is going down that we're not building up as much plaque in our arteries. So a great thing to add if you're noticing that your cardiovascular markers are looking inflammatory and elevated, 1 to 2 tablespoons of psyllium husk powder Psyllium husk powder is going to give you 7 grams of fiber per tablespoon. It's such an easy add, and to a Fab Four smoothie, it thickens it up. You can add it to, mix it into yogurt. You can add it to your baked goods. It's easy and a grain-free type of a bread. So there we have it. We have our protein, we have our fat, we have our fiber that's going to improve cholesterol markers, and now we're going to add greens. Now, I love greens. I'm happy to add spinach or kale or romaine or whatever leftover herbs I have in my fridge. If someone's starting slow, a small handful is great. Spinach is awesome because it has this sulfur-based sugar inside of it that's known for feeding those healthy microbes in our gut. So I go for it. I love it. To each their own. You could do a strawberry basil smoothie if you're not really into the greens. If you don't like the flavor of greens and you want to add herbs, like I said, a basil is a great option. Or you could add something like a frozen cauliflower rice that you're not going to taste, but it's going to thicken that smoothie and add those phytochemicals we're looking for. So we have our protein, fat, fiber, and greens. The Fab Four is all accounted for here. And then we're going to add berries. Now, if you have fresh berries, that's a great option, but frozen berries are a phenomenal mom hack, especially because you're gonna go through cartons and cartons of berries in your house if you're a mom. And frozen berries are picked at peak freshness. They're gonna lock in all those polyphenols, and they actually have higher levels of polyphenols than fresh alternatives. So they're more affordable, they last longer, you don't have to worry about them going bad, getting moldy, and if your child has a few off their plate, throw them right back in the freezer. You can add them to your next Fab Four smoothie. So 1/4 a cup to 1/2 a cup of berries. If you're leaning on something tropical, a banana, pineapple, mango in your smoothie, remember, those are really dense in sugar. They're gonna cause a spike and crash. By adding our protein, fat, and fiber, we're gonna slow down the digestion of that sugar, but you still wanna be aware of that serving size. So lean into the 1/4 of a cup serving size if it's tropical and high in sugar. If it's low glycemic, like a berry, you can get away with 1/2 a cup, sometimes even a cup if you're doubling down on your protein, or you know that you're insulin sensitive because you work out a lot, you lift weights. So the flexibility is there based on your lifestyle. So I'm gonna add 1/2 a cup of frozen blueberries. Now, because I'm adding frozen fruit, I don't have to add ice. This is gonna make sure that I'm not diluting my flavors. I'm getting that thick, flavorful chocolate smoothie coming through without a watery consistency. So add your lid. Love myself a Vitamix. We're gonna blend it up, but again, liquid first, dry ingredients second, frozen fruit and veggies last. That's gonna improve the consistency, but also make sure that nothing's sticking to the bottom of your blender. So turn it on. Here we go. Blend it up. Smoothie dance, smoothie dance, smoothie dance. Smells chocolatey and delicious. Tastes like cookies and cream. You'd never know it. Loaded with spinach and blueberries. We're getting all those phytochemicals and phytonutrients that we want for microbiome development, proliferation. All that fiber and goodness is going to feed our microbes. Protein, fat, and fiber, delivering essential amino acids from protein, essential fatty acids from fat, and fiber to really support those cardiovascular markers on blood tests. Plus, it makes us feel really full. So all the sugar that we've added, which is coming in the form of a cellular carbohydrate. Cellular carbohydrates are carbohydrates that are wrapped in a fiber cell. So whole foods, berries are cellular carbohydrates. Apples, cellular carbohydrates. Apple juice, that's an acellular carbohydrate. That's gonna cause our blood sugar to spike. There's no fiber holding it back, but the fiber wrapped up and blended up all in the smoothie, that's gonna slow down the digestion of our sugar. The protein and fat is gonna make us feel full, but most importantly, it tastes so good.